Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Stories. As always, I'm your host Chris Jack. Today, checking out not one but two social status and Nike collaborations on the Dunk. Without further ado, let's check out the strawberry and chocolate milk. Alright, so I've been wanting to do this review for quite some time as I've been absolutely obsessed with the dunk execution that James Whitner of A Ma Maniere and social status fame has produced. He's really just been killing it. I've brought out some of the other collaboration pairs that he's done with A Ma Maniere here with the threes, and then also some Adidas collaborations that have been done by social status. This one not an official collaboration, but if you didn't know, these were actually the sample pair of the release pair of social status's consortium collaboration, but it was too good, so they just released that as a consortium. But as far as I know, he was actually the one who designed the shoes, so I just thought it'd be cool to off the bat have a look at all the different pairs that he's sort of been behind the creation of, or at least him and his team. And in my opinion, this guy just doesn't fail. Now, to get into these two incredible shoes that released just last month, first the chocolate milk on around the 10th of October, if I'm not mistaken, and then the 15th of October with the strawberry milk colorway, which in my opinion is my favorite. It's the pair I've already put on foot and worn quite a few times already, so I can give you some honest feedback on what they're like on foot. But I want to talk a little bit about the story and design inspiration behind why these two pairs exist. James Whitner, who's the founder and creator and I guess owner of Social Status, growing up as a child was part of the free lunch program, which is a government initiative which basically gives a free lunch across America to those who are underprivileged. And a big standout feature of those free lunches was the inclusion of strawberry milk and chocolate milk. And that's really the essence of the design story behind here, from the box, the packaging inside, and onto the shoes themselves, which we'll get to right now. So I'm going to spend most of my time here with the strawberry milk pair. I will show you the differences between the two, as there are quite a few differences. But I guess we'll start off with the box first, as this will probably make a little bit more logical sense. The whole box here is a completely custom box. It's kind of based on like a lunch tray or a lunch box itself, with a whole bunch of new detailing. Nike X social status, 100% authentic, all natural, with the old Nike logo on the side of the box. You get all the sort of contents of it, and they've done this really cleverly here by including all the different materials and like all the different like elements that would relate to the shoe. There's even like a little game over here that you can take your pen and like do that whole little drawing game on the side of the box. And then when you open up the wax paper inside of the box here, it's got a really cool graphic on it as well. This is basically a lunch calendar, and you've got a whole bunch of different dunks that are represented here. Some people thought that maybe this was like a bit of a teaser for future dunks to come, but I don't think it is, because they do have chocolate milk and strawberry milk that are kind of repeated on each one of these lunch days, but really just kind of plays into the entire theme of the shoe. And then just to show you inside of the box, shout out StockX, where I got this pair from. Underneath you've got sort of the lunch tray that's printed on the bottom there, and it just says milk, really just highlighting the strawberry milk, chocolate milk theme that's running throughout this. But onto the shoes themselves. Now, this sparked quite a bit of debate because these are not a dunk high, they're not a dunk low, and they're not necessarily a dunk mid either. Or the box label over here doesn't specify these as a specific mid. So this shoe theoretically doesn't exist in terms of a silhouette shape beyond this pair of shoes. Quite an interesting one at that. And I will say, like off the bat, the first photos that did come out of these was actually a dunk low, and those were the preschool and grade school sizes, where they did actually do a dunk low version, which is so much better than the mid version, like when you're just looking at them side by side. But I will say, now that I have had these in hand and on foot, they really do just come alive. But onto the specifics of the shoe itself, this dunk mid over here has got a whole bunch of different materials that they've used to incorporate the design on the shoe. I'm going to start with the outsole of these. I have worn these a bit, so just excuse a little bit of the dirt going on here. You've just got a tonal, kind of like a dark browny green color as the outsole of the shoe, and then moving to the midsole, a nice cream coloring with tonal stitching throughout. And then into the upper of the shoe, this is where things get rather crazy. You've got this velvet material over here, which they actually call YY velvet. That's literally listed on the side of the shoe in the details, which we'll get to in a bit. But that's done around the toe box section in a very light pink coloring, and then you've got the pink mini swoosh embroidered there towards the front. Now, one of the biggest differences between these two pairs, as I've just got them side by side for you over here, is that they've used that YY velvet a lot more on the chocolate milk pair, noticeably in the toe box section and that mid panel over there set just behind the swoosh. Whereas on the strawberry milk variant, they have used this kind of nubuck leather. It's got actually a special name, I think, that they're using. It's called diffused nubuck, which is something I haven't heard on before, but it's not quite leather. It's like a nubuck that's just been pressed with a leather stamp. It's got some like sort of furry texture to it. It's quite interesting, quite different. Probably going to be quite hard to keep clean, if I'm honest, just given the external texture of it. And then moving further back towards the heel section of the shoe, you've got a darker kind of pinky magenta color coming through here. They're just like the tones that he's used on this particular pair. They are seriously just so good. They all work so well together. It's like a whole color science going on here. It just really, really looks good. And then set just around the heel collar section, a more peachy pinky color, which wraps the entire heel collar section to the medial side of the shoe, where the other colors are replicated again. Now you do have some more velvet, another kind of pink, even softer and lighter in and around the eye stays of the shoe. And then the tongue itself, set just behind the laces, is done in that sort of darker pink nubuck as well. Now obviously one of the standout features, if you were looking at any of these shoes online or thinking of getting a pair, has to be this incredible swoosh that they've included here. It's kind of like a TPU gel swoosh. On the strawberry milk one, it's definitely, I think, better than the chocolate one because it's completely translucent and you do have a milk texture there. So it actually looks like milk is just flowing through that swoosh and sort of like swooshing around there. No pun intended. But that's just done in a white, translucent, and a light yellow coloring, and that of course is on both sides of the shoe. On the chocolate milk variation over here, it's the same material, TPU, all of that. However, it's just done in kind of a milky pink color. However, there's no sort of graphic design that you have in that milk sort of swoosh done on that chocolate pair. Now, one thing I do just want to mention about the velvet material, and you can't really see it too much on the strawberry milk pair, as they have used more of the velvet material here in the chocolate pair. But you'll notice, and I hope you guys can pick it up on camera, there's slight different color variances between the toe boxes. They actually are the same color. However, the material that they've used on the left shoe and the right shoe, they've reversed. And just the way that the light refracts off the velvet material makes it look like two different colors depending on which way you're looking at it. And that goes for the toe box, the mid panels, and the heel sections of the shoe, where you'll pick up like a darker tone. It's a complete visual effect. Like if I even look at the chocolate milk just from this side, it almost looks black at the top. It's just completely how the light's refracting on it. And for me, that's just like a really cool design detail. It's something completely different. Like when you're wearing them on foot, they really do catch attention. Now, I want to go back to another difference between the two pairs, and that's come down to the laces. Nike, they're calling this the round twisted poly laces that are provided with the shoe. They are an incredible set of laces. They add like a lot of like sort of weight to the top of the shoe. They're just chunky. The coloring is really cool. It's just something completely different for it. But if you're not feeling those, they do provide you with a second set of laces, and this is where the difference comes in. So on the strawberry milk pair, you get a set of flat, sort of lighter peachy color, which matches up with the swoosh. However, on the chocolate milk ones, they've just provided you with the standard kind of dunk laces, which are that kind of padded oval lace shape, and that obviously matches up with the rest of the coloration on the shoe, but not with the swoosh. So there are these little differences that are between the pairs, and you would probably never notice them unless you had both of them side by side. Now I want to get to the top of the tongue, and it didn't show you on this shoe because I ripped it off. And I ripped it off very, very easily. The tongue tag on here is just a Tyvek label. If you guys don't know what Tyvek is, it's like the same material they use for like event wristbands and things like that. So very, very like strong, thin paper. However, they've just stitched it into the top of the tongue over here on both sides. And the stitching, like, it kind of just tears right through it. So literally when I took this out of the box and put this on foot, I literally ripped the label off in one. And I wasn't even like, you know, like pushing or pulling that hard to try and get my foot in. So it is something to just be aware of. It's not the end of the world for me that it's come off. It actually just looks super clean without it. But if you are like meticulous about that, these things will most likely tear off with the wear. It's a little bit like disappointing, I guess, like especially because I paid a packet for these, and you know, I'm quite particular about having all the different elements there. But like now that it's happened, I'm just kind of over it, and it makes me want to wear them even more. So there's that. But on the chocolate pair, you have it in green as well. Now taking a look inside of the shoe, on the strawberry milk pair, you've got this very, very like turquoisey blue color that comes throughout the entire sock liner and the reverse of the tongue. It just complements these colors. You would never think like it would just be like a natural like selection to go with those different kind of colors, but it really does work well throughout. And then from an insole perspective, they are glued in quite hectically, so I can't really, or I don't really want to pull it out because it might tear it. There's no branding on there. It's just a straight color pink across both insoles on the strawberry milk pair. And then on the chocolate milk pair, you actually do have branding, which is interesting. You've got the Nike and the Social Status collaboration logos, which are represented in the heels of both of the pairs, and that's just set upon a brown insole. So it's just quite different to like, some things have inclusion, some things don't. There's not really too much consistency with it. And saying that now, I have been wearing these, so I'm actually not sure if the logos have just rubbed off. Like, I mean, I've only worn them like 3 times. So honestly, I actually don't know if there were logos there before, but they definitely aren't there now, and there's no sign of them actually being there, and that is on both of them. So that I'm not actually sure. I have to just put that out there. But further to that, the shoes do come with a coin pouch over here. I think it's a coin pouch. On the strawberry one, you get it in pink. It says Nike X Social Status, and it's one of those things where you open it up and you just squeeze the sides of it to open it up, and you can put your coins in there or whatever you want to put in there. I don't really know what the point of this is, because it's like a free lunch program. Why would you have cash? Why would you need cash? Why would you need coins? I don't know. It just like, it's a cool addition to have, and like any kind of shoe that comes with a special box or any kind of extra vibes with it is always a bonus for me. And then just to show you on the chocolate one, you've got the exact same thing, just done in different colors. Now just some details on the shoe here. The ingredients of the particular milk colorway are listed on the medial side of the shoe towards the heel section over here. It just says Nike Sportswear, Social Status, Milky TPU Gel Swoosh, YY Velvet, Diffused Nubuck, Microbial Textile Lining, Tyvek label, round twisted poly laces, and that is the same on both of these pairs. It's on both shoes as well on the medial side. It's just some cool detailing that really comes through in the theme. Now from a sizing perspective, I did take true to size here, or the UK 9, which is a US 10 for those of you watching from the States. They fit me absolutely perfectly. They are incredibly comfortable, like a lot more comfortable than I actually initially anticipated. But having the support around your ankle towards the heel section with this mid-esque shape that it's got going on here is actually really, really nice to wear. The materials are super soft. I mean, it's not going to be one of those shoes that it's going to be very easy to keep clean. Would definitely suggest putting some sneaker protector or anything like that on the shoes. If you guys don't have any of that, you're welcome to bring your pairs around to Story here in Cape Town to clean the sneaker laundry powered by Sneaker Lab that we have running here. We do offer that as a service to apply sneaker protection to your kicks. If you do want to get a pair of these, we do have a few pairs of the chocolate version over here, the chocolate milk, available at Story.Cape Town. We now also offer global shipping to a whole bunch of countries around the world at the best possible rate that we can with Aramex. So if you are looking to purchase a pair of these and want to check us out for a price, then please check out www.story.capetown and check if we have your size and how much it would be to you. Now from a price perspective, these guys aren't sitting too far over retail. However, they still are quite expensive once imported here to South Africa. So for those of you watching from anywhere else outside of this country, places like StockX and them are sitting at around $260 to $335 or so, depending on size and colorway. And locally speaking, anywhere between like 8 and 10,000 Rand, obviously including all the customs, duties and international shipping they're going to cost to get here, as they obviously did not release locally in South Africa. But all in all, I think it's a tremendous shoe. I know there have been quite a few other reviews saying that the quality hasn't really been great, but on both or all 6 of the pairs that we've had here, they've all been pretty good to me, with the exception of the Tyvek label coming off the tongue. But all in all, that's it for this review of the Social Status Dunk in the strawberry milk and the chocolate milk colorway. If you guys do have any further questions or any other things you want to know, please drop them in the comments section below. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. And as always, if you could please do me the favor, give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe right here for more content, reviews, and early unboxings down the line. That's all for today, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.